Hi guys, good morning. I just got up and I'm excited because it's the weekend. When it's the weekend, I get to do interesting stuff. So, hang out with me today and see all the things that I'm doing today. Today is Saturday. I am hoping that this turns into a weekend vlog. If not, then I think all the things that I have to do today is enough to make one vlog. But yeah, guys, let's get ready. I think I have to get a workout today morning, which I do. I do workouts 6 times a week these days. The funny thing is that since I started working out like this, I've been doing this for the past 2 months. I have gained a lot of weight. Very paradoxical, but it is what it is. So guys, let's get into the daily activities for today. And then step out. If I don't do this as soon as possible, I'll get discouraged. So we move. Hi guys, good morning. Just took a shower. Am I balanced? No, I don't think so. Couple final outfits or
supervision made a difference in business outcomes for the client.
Internet working.
sorry, I'm not ready.
It's not still working.
Okay. So usually it takes some time. So you pay the person, you also be like, he doesn't do it immediately. So Has the person already done it? Or is he saying he will?
That thing is an answer.
Okay.
Because I went down there.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember that project. um, it's important, yeah, building trust with the client and so that they feel confident. Let the client feel that you are available to help you.
Guys, I'm currently reading this book by Nora Roberts, Black Hills. I took it from a friend. And oops, let me turn around so that you can see it properly. And I just started, to be honest, and I really like it. Anyway, this is what I'm using these days for my break. And yeah, that's the queen. I've been reading Nora Roberts for the longest time. I think the very first novel I read by her, I was probably 13 or something like that. And I really love how she writes, alongside Daniel Stills and the OGs in the game. But yeah, I'm enjoying this already. I feel like there's some writers that you just know that their penmanship is really good, so you don't have a doubt when you see a book by them. And that's exactly how I feel about this one, which I've just started, and I really like it already. She's an excellent storyteller. After taking a short break, I literally have to go back to my seat because I have a little bit more work to get to before I can actually go out. And I'm going out today evening because I was invited for some film watching event, and I think it starts at about 4:30. Yeah. So I'm actually stepping out right now to go for an event that I was invited for, and very last minute I realized that I've been pulling my top down the entire day. If I'm not comfortable wearing a crop top out, I'd rather just change it, and that's exactly what I did. Since I'm taking you guys to this event with me, I might as well just tell you what it's all about. We're diving into the vibrant world of Lagos creative industry. A place that's alive with energy, innovation, and boundless talent. Lagos has become a hub for young, multi-talented creatives in film and media, continuously pushing boundaries and reshaping Nigeria's cultural landscape. So let's talk about this young generation of brilliant filmmakers, writers, directors, editors, and content creators who are not just creating art, but also navigating a unique set of challenges on their journey. First of all, Lagos is one of the most diverse cities in the world, a place where tradition and modernity coexist, where hustle meets heart, and where the young creatives aren't just staying in one lane. They are creating multi-dimensional careers, blending roles like director, producer, and even actor on the same project. Many young filmmakers in Lagos aren't waiting for big studios to back them up. They are grabbing their cameras, working with shoestring budgets, and turning their stories into films that resonate with global audiences. No wonder they are making it. The creativity here is so raw and unfiltered. It's exciting to see how this new generation is reshaping the industry and breaking down stereotypes, both locally and globally. Today is one of such days, and a friend of mine who is a filmmaker, her name is Imo, she invited me to this occasion. Let's be real, it's not all red carpets and awards. Being a young creative in Lagos comes with its own sets of challenges. Some you might expect, and others are harder to talk about. Once everybody got into the hall and kind of settled down after saying hello to their friends and people that they know in the industry, we kind of sat down and then started to watch the film. The film is a short film which talks about how creatives tend to be certain creatives tend to be multi-talented, and the curse in being multi-talented. And it's just such a sensitive topic, and the person who played the lead role in this film is Folu Storms. And I think she was the perfect person to play this role because she is in herself multi-talented, being a lawyer, an actress, a TV host. She's the kind of person who wears a lot of caps, and so she was perfect for this role.
Like best videos. Don't allow like your flaws more than your advantage to like and just try to balance and make sure it's like everything works or something. Be selfish about yourself. Because again, it's for that moment. This life move on and you continue like just thinking about what you said.
Talent, right? We all have the things that we know about ourselves. But there are still certain things that we do not know about ourselves. So our story is that of becoming. You're still becoming, the truth within us, and not being able to find the right ways to give expression to it. So I say this, and that was why I really love the video. It's really the part about about the voice, about being too loud. So what we do to play it safe is that we have many morphologies that have restricted ourselves to just this particular things, and we don't get to become so much more. Because what I consider my essence. I've always been a gifted person at numbers, like chess, music, writing, and maybe recently speaking. I've always been quite gifted and drawing as well. So I could do a lot of things. When I was younger, my friends used to call me gifted hands because I could do many things with my hands. And at some point, I decided to focus on just chess and let everything else suffer. And I just did the chess thing for 7 years. But this year I made a decision that I was going to do other things. And that decision came from my time last day. So when I go back from London, I had a surgery. And for like 3 months, I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't go anything, and I had to just stop. And I'd always been relatively famous, few like the OGs on Twitter know me, and I've spent the last 3-4 years sharing like the details of what we do on Twitter and built, following. I believe like through the Chess and Something project, we gave the world something new to believe in, and that happened. And all of a sudden, there was a pause because I had a health problem, I had surgery, and I couldn't walk. I had to learn how to walk as a child again. And it felt like I was standing still and the world was just moving. Everyone was doing everything and I wasn't doing anything. And that was when I needed to remove myself from what I always considered my identity, which was, the humanitarians, Tunde Onakoya, who did a lot of these audacious things to help children find their place in the world. And I did do that for 7 years, and I did it with a lot of heart and a lot of grace, and that changed my life completely. But in that time when I couldn't walk, I couldn't do the work, so I had to find who I was outside what I always defined myself to be. And that was when I made the decision that I was going to be many things, that if I'm ever able to walk again, I was going to do all of the things that I've suppressed. I was going to give expression to all of the things that I've suppressed. Now, and just to give like new perspective to the conversation again, having a lot of these different gifts, a lot of these different abilities to do many things, can be a blessing and a curse. But because as humans, the only way we can make sense of things is by defining it. I saw a tweet yesterday about some girl that said her best friend told her, her best friend who's a guy told her that he had feelings for her. And she was so upset, like why would he ruin their friendship of like 10 years by saying that? Like they've been friends for 10 years, why are you telling me that you have feelings for me now? Because that changes the entire dynamic of that relationship. It literally changes everything. And she thought to herself that that has ruined their friendship. And I just kept thinking about that tweet because the truth is that, like, as a society, we decided to keep these things labels. I think it's okay. Sometimes it's absolutely normal to have romantic feelings towards your friends. There has to be some sense of like romance to like even having someone that is a friend, something you deeply admire about them. That is why you guys have a friendship. So it's okay for that to kind of like tilt towards being a bit romantic. So why should it be so much of a problem? Why should it be something that should ruin a friendship? I don't think all friendships should become relationships, but I think it's a perfectly normal feeling. But what I really got to understand was that a lot of these things that we define as friendship, relationship, so it's all a construct, right? And we put labels to things so we can make sense.
Let's start with some of these challenges, such as imposter syndrome. This feeling that you're not good enough or that you don't belong in the industry can hit anyone, but it's especially common for young people who are just starting out. Lagos may be full of opportunities, but it's also incredibly competitive. Seeing others succeed can sometimes lead to this inner dialogue of self-doubt, which can feel like an emotional roller coaster. And with social media magnifying everyone else's highlights and reels, the pressure to measure up is real. Today, we're here to watch Nora Awolowo's film. She did it in collaboration with someone we all already know in the industry. On this film watching event, you have a lot of faces that are already known, and I'm just excited to be amongst them. Another of the challenges that these filmmakers will possibly face will be self-doubt and anxiety. It goes hand in hand. Young filmmakers are constantly asking themselves, am I talented enough? Will anyone even care about my work? That anxiety can be paralyzing, making it hard for one to move forward or even to start the project. It's essential to remember that everyone experiences such feelings. And these are temporary obstacles, not permanent
But that is
blocks.
what I want to be known as a dreamer. And I call myself a dreamer because, and I like the way Oscar Wilde explained it, that a dreamer is one who sees the moonlight, who can find his way in the moonlight. But the punishment of the dreamer is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. So if a dreamer is somebody that sees in a different way that other people do not. And everything that I am and everything that I know I can become is an expression of seeing before other people. So Tunde can play the piano. Tunde can play chess. Tunde has a heart of service. Tunde can do all these other remarkable things. But all of these things is an expression.
So, Folu is a lawyer.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Think I'm me?
Someone literally walked up to me to tell me that I can mix up. It was so bad that so I'm very, very introverted, and when I find myself in situations like this, I would just stand by the corner by myself and do my own thing. Somehow, this lady kind of noticed that I was by myself all the while. I mean, not like I had friends. I had come with a friend and I knew like one or two people. But I was still just better off on my own corner. And she walked up to me and she was like, "You can mix up." I was like, wow, interesting. Anyways, that did encourage me to walk up to a couple of people and say hi. And I ended up having like a really interesting conversation with a couple of people. And I'm grateful for the young lady who walked up to me and said that. I spoke to I think two people that I now remember. One person who was a tech entrepreneur and he had just sold his first tech, what's it called? His first app, and it was a huge success. And then the very next person was a chef who caters to private events.